card thanks to HRT Company. Got a busy day today, folks. Lots of stuff to see and do out here. I want to remind you to stay hydrated. Keep that sunscreen on. Also, make the family plan. We told you about those orange cones that are down there. Meet somewhere other than that plane. Meet by an airplane, meet by a tent that you can find. Meet somewhere. Have the plan worked out. So should you become something you know, catching is ready now. Just a few moments, you'll see the red arrows in the taxi. You can see down here, front and center, where Blue Angels are set up, and that big trailer down there, and the support airplane hanging around here somewhere. Yeah, they're down there. See if they've got their little blue card. Thunderbirds, they do the same thing. They have a trailer that's about the size of a semi-truck, I think, that's full of all their equipment. Blue Angels, Thunderbirds, both need all that. Red Arrows, pinned up on one man. Squadron leader, Adam Collins. Taking the stand. He has what looks like a 1980 cell phone, but it is, in fact, a radio that he communicates to the team with. That's it. That's all he has. No big trucks, no big trailers, just a brick, a compass, should he become lost, and a wind speed meter. Tell us how fast the wind's blowing, and that's all they need. These guys are aviators to the core, very flexible to work with. And just true, gentlemen, it's going to be fun to watch the Red Arrows here in just a few minutes. I don't know where you come from to see them, but I'm telling you, last time they were here was over a decade ago. We're so honored to have them here at the New York International Airshow. Now, they will be departing here during the day, yet again, to head down to Washington, D.C. We saw that A400 blast out here earlier, carrying, Adams close among the others. They'll be back here to pick up the crew. They're headed off to Washington. Just down the road, down to D.C. to do a display down there as well. They're going to be over here 11 weeks. And then by the time they leave, well, it'll be a good trip for, but I bet they're going to be ready to get home. Have some real fish and chips. All right, let's see. Red Arrows, George Klein. Everybody's just about ready. You hear them down there starting up. Now, see, they don't mess around. Jay Rabbit and I were talking about the producer, and I were talking about this earlier. These guys, they're like, we can fly. We don't need to strut before the show. We're just going to get in the jets. We're going to go. You know what they're here to see. 23 minutes, we'll be finished. Don't worry. And it's a lot of fun to watch. George, by the way, did we call the Blues? We call the Blues and tell them they need to put their pins down. Do none of that. You're the one that said that, not me. Yeah, not me. You know, we want to be completely still during this performance. Adam, I'm working. I hope so. A little bit of fun. We're having a good time. Listen, stay safe. Make a family plan. The Red Arrows, I can smell that kerosene from here. Those things are firing up. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this, they do more than just white smoke. They have red, white, and blue, and Adam will tell you all about that and how it works here in just a few moments when they come out. It's going to be a good time. We're literally just seconds away from seeing them emerge down there in the pit. A lot of you have been asking all day where Show Center is. It's right about where they're at right now. So if you're looking for a place to camp out, there's not a bad spot on the ramp anywhere to see the show, but that is Show Center. Looks like the riders from Panchito are now emerging. They can't hear us, but I bet that they are all smiling and guaranteeing. Look at those guys. Coming out of the bottom of that bomber. True story, when Larry Kelly bought that B-25, he signed the paperwork. He and Tom Robinson, the guy that stored it, had been sold after Tom restored it to somebody else, who owned forever. But Larry actually bought that airplane. He walked out into the hangar after signing the paperwork and had no idea how to get inside it. Had no idea where the door was. True story. Now he's one of the highest time B-25 pilots most heavily campaigned B-25 pilot in the world. And that airplane certainly has been around. It's historic in its own right, through all of the league positions, all of the Doolittle Raiders, commemorative missions, I should say, the Raiders reunions, all that stuff. Panchito's the one that flew it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for the RAF Red Arrows as they begin their attack. These guys are so cool. They don't even use music because they're so awesome when they fly. They don't need it. All they have is the voice of Adam Collins. And he's going to be up here in just a second to start talking and tell you all about it. This is truly an aerial ballet. And it's just wonderful to watch. I think you're in for a real treat. Remember to stay out of that cone lane should we need it. And the reason I'm telling you this is you're going to just stop and stand wherever you're at as soon as these jets take off because they're so wonderful to watch. You don't want to stand in that lane. Don't stand in our emergency lane. It's marked by the cones. You can walk in it, but don't stand in it. Should we need to get somebody out of here on a medical emergency, that's the lane we're going to use. It's a tight crowd line, I realize that, but they're asking that you keep it empty. Feel free to walk through it, but just don't stop. So whenever Squadron Leader Adam Collins is ready, he will pick up the microphone. He'll hold that brick in his hand, and as he was telling me yesterday, they communicate with tones through that. When he can't speak to the team, they just have a tone that they use. And it's really been fun to watch these fellas. Again, a rare sight. The Red Arrows making their way out. They were the source and the inspiration a number of years ago for one of our U.S. performers, Mr. Matt Chapman, who you will see today fly his final performance here in New York for his entire career. This is his last year as a professional airshow pilot. He's retiring. But the Red Arrows, they were his inspiration as a child living in England. His parents were working over there, and he saw them at a show not unlike this one. 37 years now he's been an American airshow pilot. Fitting that this is his last show in New York, and it's with none other than the Red Arrows, the team that started it all for him. Nice geometry out there on the runway. Isn't it fun to watch these guys like a big elephant walk out there?
I got yours in here, Todd. That's yours. You moved yours out.
Well, Adam's checking his Brightling, I believe, and about that time, isn't it?
It's gonna go in the air.
Maybe. We'll see. They don't pay him by the word, you know. I don't know about you, Jay, but I could go for a cup of tea about now, couldn't you? Yeah. I could. It'd be a nice, chilly, a little bite to this wind. Breaking out the jacket. All right, they're lining up. Getting really close now. Adam's making me earn my money today. He's just having fun. He's like, what is he going to come up with next? Here we are, though. He's grabbing the microphone now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Squadron Leader Adam Collins, Red Arrow number 10.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Squadron Leader Adam Collins. I am Red 10, the supervisor with the Royal Air Force aerobatic team, the Red Arrows. Well, it's my privilege to talk to you this afternoon. I'm going to talk you through the display. I'm going to let you hear some of Red 1's radio transmissions and give you some background information on the team and the pilots. Well, Red 1 at the front is just lining up his 3 aircraft. He's got Reds 4 and 5 further down the runway, and 6, 7, 8 and 9 at the back. They're about to spool up the engines, and get ready for takeoff.
Lights on, go power.
Look at the red smoke. Don't do that. Look at the red smoke. Look, red, white, and blue smoke. Go by the fence. You can see it. What? Oh.
Reds 4 and 5 running a slightly higher power setting for takeoff are airborne first. Reds 6, 7, 8 and 9 rapidly closing. Reds 4 and 5 will join on the wing at the front 3, forming a V shape, and then the diamond of 4 aircraft will slot in behind during the turn as Red 1 leads the aircraft off, ready to trim them out and prepare for the start of the show. Well, we are undertaking an 11-week tour of North America, visiting both Canada and the US, promoting the best of British, flying our red, white and blue smoke all over North America, helping to inspire people on the ground and tell everyone what is so great about Great Britain. Well, we've been flying in the Red Arrows since 1964, been flying the Hawk aircraft since 1980, and we've displayed all over the world. But this is the first time in 11 years that we have been displaying in the US. First time in New York in 11 years. And we are delighted to be here. We've had such a great reception from the crowd, both here and the other cities in the US that we've visited. A real highlight of the tour so far was flying down the Hudson River a couple of days ago with the US Air Force Thunderbirds and the Raptors and F-35s in formation with us, a day that none of us will ever forget. Well, last year was the centenary of the Royal Air Force, and the aims of our centenary were to commemorate, to celebrate and to inspire. And those aims are just as true this year for the Royal Air Force and the Red Arrows. The main one of those for us is to inspire. We hope there are many of you on the ground today, both young and old, who look at our displays, look at our fly paths, talk to us on the ground, and we want to inspire you to follow your dreams, just like we did when we were walking around at air shows with our parents, before we joined the Royal Air Force and before we became Red Arrows pilots.
Because the people will come in here.
Now, of course, the Red Arrows, just like the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds, we are all active duty pilots in the military. Our ground crew are all on active duty, and we spend normally 3 years on the Red Arrows representing the Royal Air Force and representing Great Britain, and it is a great honour for us to do that. As with every display team and every squadron, it's not just the pilots. We have 11 pilots on the team in the red suits. We have at home 120 other personnel known as the Blues. For the colour of their suits, they are everybody from maintenance personnel through to administration, ops, safety equipment, photographers and everything in between. And in fact, it was my backseater, one of our photographers, who captured those amazing images over the Hudson that you may have seen online. Well, in our shows, we try to reflect some anniversaries and some historical comments and topics. So today, expect to see a couple of those, one of which is very relevant to the US, but I'll tell you more about that during the show.
I don't see them.
Well, we have 3 shows that we can fly for you in the Red Arrows. The first is the full show that we flew yesterday. We then have the rolling show and the flat show. Looking at the cloud at the moment, I think we are going to start the show rolling, but Red 1 can flex between the shows throughout, depending on the weather. Well, it's not long now. Is everybody ready to see the show? Is everybody ready to see some red, white and blue? Well, it's not long now. I'll just have a quick chat with Red 1, see how he's doing, but it is almost time.
way over there now.
Well, I just heard from Red One, they are 1 minute out. It's time to get those vocal cords warmed up. It's time to get those cameras ready. Red One making the final adjustments to the arrival. The smoke systems are tested. The aircraft are ready. The pilots are ready. Are you all ready? That's okay then. I can tell from the radio the pilots are excited, they're pumped, they're ready. Let's hear it for the Royal Air Force aerobatic team, the Red Arrows!
Easy up. Left. Now.
Red One leading them over in big battle formation, that red, white and blue smoke. Patriotic both for us and for the US. Red One starting the rolling show, bringing the aircraft around to the left in big battle formation, but swiftly moving them into short diamond. Leading the formation is Red One Squadron Leader Martin Pert. Martin is a former Harrier and Typhoon pilot on the front line. He's also instructed on the Hawk, and he's in his second year as the team leader.
Yeah, here they come through here, I would think. Here they come.
In from the left-hand side, it's short diamond. On the right of Red One in diamond is Red 2 Flight Lieutenant Damo Green. Damo has previously flown the Hawk on our aggressor squadron. He's also flown the Typhoon on the front line operationally, and he's in his first year on the Red Arrows.
Right. Now. Holding the right. Now training.
Red One using a very metronomic cadence when he talks to the other pilots on the radio. They're reacting to his voice rather than the movement of his aircraft to keep those formation shapes tight and symmetrical. Well, out to our right-hand side, you can see the aircraft moving. This formation represents the first of our anniversaries, which is, of course, the 50th anniversary of the Apollo moon landings. And in from the right-hand side, forming the shape of the Apollo landing craft, it's time for the Apollo roll.
Up. Circle. Jump. And roll.
Over they go at 2,500 feet, that distinctive Apollo shape with our bright red jets in the skies over Stuart. On the right-hand side of Apollo is Red 4, Flight Lieutenant Gregor Ogston. Gregor has previously flown the Harrier and the Typhoon. He's instructed on the new version of the Hawk that we now use for fighter training, and he's in his first year on the Red Arrows.
Holding the right. Now training.
Red One's metronomic commands as the aircraft bank around to our left-hand side. The smoke comes back on. They're changing to the next of our historic formation positions, representing the supersonic airliner designed in Great Britain and France that was so successful, had its 50th, or had its anniversary of its 50 years since its first flight this year. In from the left-hand side, Reds 8 and 9 will form the engines underneath the aircraft as it flies straight towards us before banking to the left. The nose lights are on towards us, the smoke is about to come on. In from the left-hand side, it's Concorde.
Sorry. I'm trying to get a
Coming left. Now. Holding the right. Now.
Smoke off go, calls Red One as Concorde disappears out to our front right. Well, the smoke has come back on. They're changing to the next of our formation positions. This one a very technically difficult formation to fly. We have 6 aircraft, will all fly line abreast. Red 6 and 7 will tuck in at the back of the formation to form Phoenix. On the left of Red 1 in Phoenix is Red 3 Squadron Leader Mike Bowden. Mike has previously flown the Harrier and the Tornado GR4. He's instructed on the Hawk before and is in his 5th season on the Red Arrows. In from the left-hand side, the coloured smoke about to come on for Phoenix.
Pick it up. Oh look, the red, white, and blue.
Smoke off go, calls Red 1 as Phoenix moves over to our front right. Well, we've seen 2 historic formations already. It's time for another one. This time it's the aircraft that was the mainstay of bombing operations in World War II for Bomber Command in the Royal Air Force. We have one of these aircraft still flying in the UK, operated by our Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. It is, of course, the Lancaster. In from the right-hand side, the nose lights will come on towards us, the smoke will come on, Red 1 will ease the nose up, ready for the Lancaster roll.
Easing up. And roll.
Upside down at 2,500 feet, Lancaster cruises over the top of us. Now, many of you will think the Lancaster wasn't aerobatic. Well, the great test pilot Alex Henshaw reputedly rolled the Lancaster more than once whilst testing them during the war in Great Britain. As Lancaster moves off to our left-hand side, it's time for one of my favourite manoeuvres. This manoeuvre represents the combat aircraft that many of us on the team have flown. It retired from RAF service last year, having spent 3 decades flying combat operations. Reds 8 and 9 are about to move to the back of the formation. They'll drop back as the nose lights come round towards us. The air brakes will come out. The smoke will come on. The call will come for 8 and 9 to roll. It's time for Tornado.
Yeah, my friend Debbie always does that too. Okay,
Every single time. Every single time.
Get those cameras ready. The position on the left. Here we go.
I don't understand why people do that. Just say no right up front.
I used to get so pissed about
Yeah.
it.
My friend Debbie used to have a party at her house, invite everybody to her house, and then she'd be
8 and 9 roll. Just
Aboard, calls Red 9 as the red and blue smoke comes on. Reds 8 and 9 rolling around the rest of the formation. Red 1 about to bank them around to the left, changing smoke colour as they go. It's Tornado. Well, as Tornado moves off to our front right, that means we're approaching the end of the first half of our display. Is everyone enjoying it so far? Well, it's about to step up a gear. We're about to up the tempo. We're about to get a whole lot more dynamic as Red 1 breaks down the main formation into 2 sections. The front section of 5 aircraft is nicknamed Enid, after Enid Blyton, a British children's author who wrote about the famous 5. The rear section of 4 will then break down into Red 6 and 7, the opposition solos known to us as the Synchro Pair. Red 1 talking to the rest of the team. They're making adjustments based on the wind they're experiencing. There are no computers, no moving map on these aircraft. The pilots are using stopwatches, compasses, and rules of thumb to get those crosses straight in front of you. Here they come. Red 1 has moved the aircraft into dagger formation, which means he's starting the second half flat due to the cloud base. But as they come towards us, it's ready for the first big split of the display. We've got the sections stacked on top of each other as we get ready for the detonator.
Here they are.
Enid, break, break, go, calls Red 1. Keep your eyes on Jippo, the red and blue smoke below. Red 1 recovering the aircraft below the cloud base. Keep your eyes on Red 6 and 7. They're the two aircraft with the coloured smoke changing to white as they pitch up on the left and right. On the right we have Red 6, it's Flight Lieutenant Toby Keeley. He's a former Tornado pilot and Hawk instructor. On the left is Red 7. Red 6 on the right being chased by Red 8, Red 7 on the left being chased by Red 9. They have a closing speed of over 700 miles an hour. They're going to pass 100 feet apart in the spectacular Jippo Pass. Roll go calls Red 6. Red 6 and 7 rolling down the line. Reds 8 and 9 roller coastering to meet them. Now keep your eyes on 6 and 7. They're pulling hard away from us. Pulling 6G. Their nose will come back onto show center. The aircraft will reverse and cross in front of you 100 feet apart in the Cyclone. The synchro pair once more pulling hard towards each other. They'll cross flight paths, sniffing smoke as they go in the slingshot. Now look out to your left-hand side. Here comes Red 9 with the smoke on. He's going to fly straight down the line. Look out to show center, and just to the right, here's Enid in an inverted V formation. Red 9 about to fly straight down the middle in the Goose. Pulling up with the coloured smoke, Red 9 is Flight Lieutenant Dan Lowes. Dan is a former Typhoon pilot and weapons instructor. He's in his third and final year on the team. Out to the left, Red 1 leading Enid away with the red and blue smoke on, about to change to white as we prepare for the next maneuver. The white smoke comes on the left, about to turn off. Now look straight ahead to show center. Here's the three aircraft, Red 6, 7 and 8. As they come in towards each other, the smoke about to come on before they break in the vortex.
They're gray, right out there, straight ahead. Oh, now they got blue, yep, see? Red. Yep, here they come.
Up through the middle goes Red 8, pulling hard, rolling to the right, Red 6 and 7, staying there with the coloured smoke on. Red 8 up through the middle is Flight Lieutenant Chris Lyndon Smith. He's formerly flown the Tornado, instructed on the Hawk, and has flown in the most number of positions of anyone on the Red Arrows. He's flown as 2, 7, 6, 4, 5 and 8. Now in from the left and right once more is the synchro pair with the white smoke on. They'll be coming down the line again with a closing speed of 700 miles an hour. Red 6 on the right will roll inverted. Red 7 on the left, the right way round. As they cross at show center, they'll switch in the vice versa. As 6 and 7 run down the line, the smoke comes off. They'll pitch behind us to position for their next maneuver. Meanwhile, out to the left-hand side, here comes Red 1 with the rest of the formation. They're going to widen, they'll split high and low, then simultaneously roll in revolution. Seven aircraft simultaneously rolling down the line. The coloured smoke back on as Red 1 gathers them together.
Now, following the fight. Now, here's your shot.
Off to the right-hand side go the 7 ship. Now look out to the left and right. Here come the synchro pair again. The white smoke is on. They're descending down the line towards each other. They're going to cross 3 times in front of us, pulling 7G in the turn. They'll cross 100 feet apart with the coloured smoke in carousel. On comes the coloured smoke, 6 and 7 pulling hard towards each other. As they cross at about 100 feet apart, the smoke colours will change, leaving a red and blue half of the circle.
Now they're gonna cross again.
6 and 7 back down the line, the white smoke on. They pitch behind us. Now look out to the front right, just right of show centre. Here comes Enid. They're stacked top to bottom, reds 1 to 5 in line astern formation, about to enter a right-hand turn, swinging out like a pendulum.
Right now. Easing up.
The red arrows normally fly with even numbers on the right of the formation and odd numbers on the left of the formation. Well, red 1 moves them out into reverse battle formation. We now have the even numbers on the left, the odd numbers on the right. We have a maneuver to fix this, so as the smoke goes off, red 1 will be calling the aircraft into their normal positions through a maneuver called the slalom.
Back there.
There they go, through the slalom, back through line astern, onto the correct side. Now flying even on the right, odd on the left. Red 1 about to put the coloured smoke on. Each aircraft has all 3 colours of smoke. We have 5 minutes of white, 1 minute of red and 1 minute of blue, all of which are activated by buttons on the pilot's control stick and activated on the command of Red 1. Red 1 works hard during the design of the show to make sure no aircraft runs out of coloured smoke during the display. As Red 1 leads Enid off to the left, let's look out to our far right-hand side. Here comes the rear section down the line. Red 6 and 7 about to roll inverted. They'll fly down the line upside down. Reds 8 and 9 will roll around them in corkscrew.
8 and 9. Roll, okay.
Aboard, whispers Red 9 again as Reds 8 and 9 roll around the smoke in corkscrew. Complete calls Red 9 as Red 6 rolls the formation out. They'll go into a right-hand bank turn. Here out to the left-hand side come the nose lights of Enid. The inside pilot's about to roll to the outside, changing smoke colour as they go in the rollbacks. 2 and 3 roll go, calls Red 1, the signal for them to roll. Clear go, call 2 and 3, the signal for 4 and 5 to roll. Complete, sings Red 5 like a hymn. As the rollbacks complete to our right-hand side, the aircraft banking to the left. As the smoke goes off on our right, look straight ahead out to show centre. Here come the 4 nose lights of the rear section. The white smoke about to change to coloured, ready for the jibbo break.
Go!
Keep your eyes on Red 6 and 7 out of the break. They're staying low, the coloured smoke changing to white, ready for the last of their opposition manoeuvres. On the left is Red 7, it's Flight Lieutenant John Bond. John has previously instructed on the Tucano aircraft. He displayed the Tucano in 2012, and he then went to the Typhoon Force before joining the Red Arrows. He's in his second year and will become the synchro leader next year. For one last time, the synchro pair in from the left and right. A 700-mile-an-hour closing speed. They're about to roll towards each other twice in the imaginatively titled Double Rolls. As 6 and 7 turn the coloured smoke off, pitch back out behind us, look straight ahead to show centre for the nose lights of the 7 aircraft as we approach our show finale. It's time for the spectacular Vixen Break. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Red Arrows! Red 1 manoeuvring the aircraft around for a low recovery under the cloud base here at Stewart. His white smoke comes on for the other aircraft to mark his location, switch sides and join back into their correct side of the formation. Well, as we continue our 11-week tour of North America, we'll be documenting our progress online through our website, through Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We encourage you to keep watching what we're up to. We'll be posting photos on there and letting you know what we're getting up to as we tour around North America. Well, Red 1 forms the aircraft back together, but I just have heard from him. He has a little more smoke left in the tanks. Would everybody like to see one more flyby? You're going to have to do better than that. Would everyone like to see one more flyby? That's more like it.
One more, they're coming through.
I'll have a chat with Red 1, see if I can convince him.
I thought he'd be real excited. He
You got
was.
a long walk ahead, you better wake up. What? You got a long walk back to the car.
Well, Red 1 has agreed to it. I've managed to convince him as the jet's over to the left-hand side. He's preparing them to recover for one last special flyby before they break into the circuit and land.
They're all going to land right here where they land.
Well, I mentioned at the beginning that one of our objectives is to inspire people on the ground. So hopefully today there are people in the crowd, both young and old, who've been inspired by our display, inspired by our flybys, and hopefully
Pilot?
inspired by talking to us on the ground as well. If that's the case, we've done our job and we would encourage you to follow your dreams. We all started as cadets, we all started at school and worked our way to being in the Red Arrows. There's no reason why you can't do the same thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our last flyby is going to be in honour of all of the amazing people here at Stewart. We've had such a great reception from everyone. We've been made to feel so welcome, not just here, but all over the US and Canada. So I would encourage you to get your cameras ready for this flyby. The nose lights coming in from the left-hand side.
Here they come. One more time. One more time.
Red 1 making final adjustments. Ladies and gentlemen, in honour of you all, let's hear it for the Red Arrows and the Stars and Stripes break.
Watch out. Smile. Here they come.
All 9 aircraft breaking into the circuit, lining up downwind to land in number order, formate on the taxiway and taxi back in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the show. I hope we have inspired you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me. And all that remains for me to say is to wish you all the very best from Great Britain, from the Royal Air Force, and from all of us in the Red Arrows.
Squadron Leader Adam Collins, Red Arrow number 10. I don't know, what was the best line, perhaps? What was it, Jay, that we heard? Oh, imaginatively named the double roll. That was my favorite. Yeah, that was a good one today. Look forward to seeing you down the road, Mr. Collins. Have a good time out at, a few out in San Diego and California. It's going to be fun. Red Arrows, follow them on social media. See them here today as they head down to, Adam has told me that he's already packed. He's ready now. He has all of his equipment tightly packed in a little backpack, ready to go. Great fun. It's so interesting to see the two different, the two teams here today, but also just the three that we normally have in North America. The RCAF Snowbirds, Blue Angels, and the Thunderbirds. And now the Red Arrows joining the season for an 11-week tour. Awesome to have them here at the New York International Air Show. Be a great time to tell you, again, a huge thank you to Stephen M. Newhouse. Orange County Executive Stephen M. Newhouse would like to take the time to remind all of us here that the New York Stewart International Airport, which is hosting the New York International Air Show, has a rich military history all its own. New York's Stewart International Airport originated as an airfield built by the Army back in 1943 for the aviation training of cadets from the United States Military Academy at West Point. With that in mind, County Executive Newhouse would like to thank all active duty servicemen and women and the veterans in attendance today for their service to this great nation. Our thanks to the vets and to Stephen M. Newhouse. Pratt & Whitney, proud to sponsor the military aircraft for the U.S. and its allies. We salute the servicemen and women who bravely defend our freedom at home and abroad. Pratt & Whitney, go beyond. Also a huge thank you to Orange County Choppers, to USAA, to Angry Orchard. Check them out online at angryorchard.com. Just a 10-minute drive from here. Now they're in Walden, New York. Great cider beer. They even have, this is something that I didn't know. They have events like trivia night. They have a farmer's market. They even have yoga classes. Now that's a yoga class I could get into. A little Angry Orchard yoga. Budweiser, thank you. Dana Distributors. Atlantic Aviation, they've gone above and beyond the call of duty all day today. Atlantic Aviation, thank you. Gold's Gym in Newburgh and Middleton. And even down there in Fishkill, thank you. Panchito on the way out today. You can take a ride in Panchito as soon as it lands. In fact, we'll tell you all about it here in a few seconds. But Independent Helicopter. Independent Helicopters offering rides as well. Take a ride down the Hudson River today right here at the Air Show. If you want to go for a helicopter flight at the Air Show, you can do that. They're down there to the right. Independent Helicopter offering private tours even. Fly down the Hudson, fly over West Point, but fly right here at the Air Show. They're right down there by the general admission gate. Take a tour, see it for yourself. A few more Red Arrows on the runway. We'll be back here in just a few seconds as Panchito continues to warm up and the Red Arrows continue to park. Take this moment now to reapply the sunscreen and grab something to drink. We'll be right back. Time to grab all that delicious food and a little bit of water for you. Geico, the Sky Typers are taking off down there to the right. They're going to go up and hold and make sure everything's copacetic in the cockpit before they begin their demonstration a little bit later on. 6 AT-6 Texans for the S&J on the roll down there. My good buddy Larry Kelly at the controls this morning to Panchito, along with Sabrina Kipp, one of our female B-25 pilots. There's just a handful of them. The Delaware Aviation Museum Foundation. The Delaware Aviation Museum Foundation is the home of Panchito. We're happy to have Panchito here rolling down the runway right now. Well, it's Sunday, and I want to tell you a story. It all started back on December 7th, 1941, when the Japanese suddenly and deliberately attacked the United States Navy and our armed forces there in Pearl Harbor. It was a punch that came in on a Sunday morning that we have never forgotten, much like that morning of September the 11th, 2001. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there were 80 brave men and all of their crew members who decided that they would return that punch. But it was thought impossible to do. Nobody thought we could attack Japan back then. But you see, there was this fellow by the name of Doolittle, Jimmy Doolittle, a colonel, and he thought about it. The plan was hatched. And they put 16 B-25s aboard the deck of the USS Hornet. And under the cover of darkness, they sailed just off the coast of Japan. They were spotted, though, by a fishing boat. And those 80 brave men, they knew they didn't have enough fuel to make it all the way on the planned mission, but they launched anyway. All of those aircraft flying low down over the water, 50 feet above it, just like Larry Kelly's doing right now to the right. And then right off the coast of Japan,